Keith, with the timing of this snow, we got a bunch of schools already canceling.
Yeah, I get that, especially over southern and western Maine, where it will be snowing for several hours before the kids would get on the bus, presumably. I think the morning commute's tough for everyone unless you have a really early one. Like in Maine, some people start driving at 5. Okay, that might be decent, but after that, 7, 8 is going to be tough tomorrow morning. Then we get another storm to talk about too. So I told you it was going to be busy a couple weeks ago, and here we go, still going. With the storm starting to get its act together a little bit on a radar. You can see there was a big hole in it. It kind of closed up over the last couple of frames. So it still stands that tonight is quiet. There's not a whole lot going on up until about midnight or so. After that, snow starts to move in, basically west to east, but notice this mesoscale model is trying to point out a little onshore flow, ocean effect snow that is a possibility over down East Maine and the islands there. So tomorrow morning, 4 a.m., it's snowing across southern and western Maine. 5 a.m., it starts to thicken up. And then, as I mentioned, for most of the state, for the morning commute, it's snowing, if not the entire state, by 8 a.m. or so. And it's snowing at a moderate clip with a couple of heavier bursts in there, relatively efficient snow with temperatures in the 20s in a lot of spots, closer to freezing according to these models, at least along the coastline. They're probably a bit warm, though. It's likely to be a little bit colder than this. By late morning into the middle of the day, warm air comes in aloft to start changing over to some sleet, especially along the coast, but even inland quite a bit here through the middle of the day, and perhaps just plain rain changing over along the immediate coastline of southern coastal Maine, the mid-coast, and eventually down east. This storm is basically out of here by 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. After that, it's windy and cold but quiet on Friday. So a snowfall forecast is similar to what you saw yesterday. We did shave down to 1 to 3 over southern York County because of that sleet, because of the possibility of it changing over to rain too. Meanwhile, along the coast elsewhere, it may just be 3 to 6 inches of snow and then rain on top of it, so making it heavy. 6 to 12 across northern Maine. That's where we'll see the most snow. Quiet Friday, quiet during the day Saturday. Saturday night, our next storm moves in. Now, initially, all the models agree this starts as an all-snow event, and I wish this graphic were working, but the Euro is having an issue today, so you'll have to imagine this for me. It'll start as all snow, and then we'll transition over to a period of either sleet or freezing rain. It's looking more and more to me like it's likely we get a good amount of sleet out of this storm on Sunday with some freezing rain. So that would be the better solution compared to, a lot of freezing rain. So here's what we're thinking. Snow to sleet and freezing rain to rain potentially along the immediate coastline. Snow to sleet and freezing rain inland, and then mostly snow across northern Maine. So this will be a complicated storm. Of course, from a power outage standpoint and whatnot, in general, you're better off with sleet than you are freezing rain. Snowfall amounts, though, will be pretty good ahead of this, 3 to 6, 4 to 8, in some spots a little bit more on the front end thump on Saturday night. So the difference, Coco, between sleet and freezing rain is pretty minute in the atmosphere. So essentially, sleet mixes, it changes to rain, and then there's a cold enough layer that it turns back into ice, hits the ground. For freezing rain, it's rain, and then at the very end, the very shallow part of it is cold enough. So kind of sussing that out can be hard. Looks to me right now like it's more sleet than freezing rain, which would be better. It's still a pain in the butt to shovel and all that, but of the two options.
If it's not bringing down trees and power lines, we'll take it.
You're better off, yep.
All right, thanks, Keith.